Hello, this is motivation online classes. So we are going to start the second part of the chemical reactions in equation today. So we were going through the types of the chemical reactions. So first two part, which is the combination reactions and decomposition reactions, and also endothermic and exothermic reactions we have done in the part 1. So we will start it with the part 2, that is that is the type of the chemical reactions number 3. So आज हम लोग डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शंस के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. सो द लैंग्वेज विल बी मल्टी लैंग्वेज. इट विल बी, यू कैन से इट्स इंग्लिश, isn't it? Hindi and English. So let's begin it. Displacement reactions. A chemical reactions in which a more reactive element displaces the less reactive element is called displacement reactions. ऐसे chemical reactions जहाँ पर ज़्यादा reactive elements less reactive elements को displace करेंगे. Displace means अपने position को replace करेंगे. Like if iron is very reactive, then what will happen? It will displace the copper and it will form iron sulfate and copper will be displaced out. So look here, in this case, in this example, what happened here is that iron reacts with copper sulfate. Since iron is more reactive, this iron is displacing this copper and the copper comes out because this is less reactive as compared to the iron, because you have seen in the reactivity series, है ना? So that's the reason. So we have studied about public सब कहे महंगा आलू ज़्यादा in means iron. लाल हरा city means copper. In iron comes first and the copper comes at the last. So which comes first? That is more reactive. So iron is more reactive. So this iron is displacing the copper. So that's the thing. So यही बात है यहाँ पर. Okay. So number 4, double displacement reactions. A chemical reactions in which there is an exchange of ions between the reactants is called double displacement reactions. So the word double means twice, displacement means this, like this one, it is displacing one of the elements with the another element, and this is reactions. ऐसे chemical reactions जहाँ पर exchange of ions होता है, जैसे कि you take my ions and you give your ions. So something like that, that is known as what? Exchange of ions. So now the question here is that what is ions? As you know that ions are the charged atoms. So there is cation. In case if there is a positive charge, then that is known as cation, and in case if it is negative charge, that is known as anion. So but remember that metals are most of the time they are cation, they are positively charged. So look here, there is an exchange of ions. यहाँ पर देखो, there you will find it out, there is an exchange of ions here. क्या हो रहा है? सोडियम सल्फेट रिएक्ट कर रहा है बेरियम क्लोराइड के साथ. सो क्या बन गया बाद पे एक्सचेंज होने के बाद? बेरियम सल्फेट और सोडियम क्लोराइड. You can see oxidation reactions. Chemical reactions in which oxygen is added is called oxidation reactions. So oxidation reactions क्या होता है? ऐसे chemical reactions जहाँ पर ऑक्सीजन को ऐड किया जाता है. जैसे कि let us take an example, कार्बन था. Like say for example कोई फायरवुड बर्न हो रहा था in presence of oxygen, तो बन गया carbon dioxide. So very simple. Reduction reactions. A chemical reactions in which oxygen is reduced or removed is called reduction reactions. ऐसे chemical reactions जहाँ पर oxygen को remove करेंगे, हटाएंगे वहाँ से reaction से, okay, is called reduction reactions. So look here, example is copper oxide. Here is oxygen is here, oxide, and hydrogen is added here. Then what happened after the reactions? Copper and water is formed. So this oxygen is not here. Before oxygen was here, this is copper oxide, but now this is not copper oxide, this is only copper. So look here, from this compound oxygen is removed and now only copper is there. So this type of reaction is known as reduction reactions. So the next type of reactions is known as redox reactions. A chemical reactions in which oxidation and reduction reactions occur simultaneously. ऐसे केमिकल रिएक्शंस जहां पर ऑक्सीडेशन रिएक्शंस और रिडक्शन रिएक्शंस एक के बाद एक होता है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ऑक्सीडेशन हो गया, फिर बाद पे तुम्हारे वो हो गया, रिडक्शन रिएक्शंस हो गया. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ रिएक्शंस इज नोन एज व्हाट? redox reactions, because the word itself says re means RAD means what? Reduction, and OX, that is the short form of the oxidation reactions. So ऐसे reactions जहाँ पर reduction reactions भी हो रहा है और oxidation reactions भी हो रहा है, उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं redox reactions. The redox reaction example will be copper oxide. When it reacts with hydrogen, it will form copper plus water. So this will be an example of redox reactions. How? See here. So this is copper oxide, this is getting reduced only to copper. So this is reduction reactions which is occurring here. And look here, this is hydrogen, but here hydrogen get added with the oxygen and it forms water. So this is oxidation reactions which is occurring here. So we can say that both the reactions, that is the reduction reactions and the oxidation reactions, are taking place here. So that's the reason we call this one as a redox reaction. So the next topic is the corrosion. Corrosion means ऐसे प्रक्रिया जहाँ पर कोई भी एक धातु जंग लग जाते हैं उस पे, that is known as corrosion. So when a metal is attacked by substances such as moistures, acid, etc., it corrodes and the process is called corrosion. जब भी metal को कोई भी substances जैसे कि तुम्हारे moistures, भाप, okay, water vapor, acids in the form of like sulfuric acid or acid rain. So next we have the rancidity. Rancidity means what? When fats or oil foods react with oxygen, it develops bad taste and smell called rancid, and the whole process of reaction is called rancidity. जब भी कोई भी fats food, मतलब जो चिपचिपा जो खाना होते हैं जैसे कि oil substances जो खाना है, जब भी रिएक्ट करेंगे ऑक्सीजन के साथ तो क्या होगा, 2-3 दिन के बाद वो एक खराब सा टेस्ट और स्मेल वहाँ से स्मेल प्रोड्यूस होगा, और ये प्रोसेस को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, रैंसिड. और एंड द होल प्रोसेस ऑफ रिएक्शंस इज कॉल्ड रैंसिडिटी. और ये जो रिएक्शंस होते हैं बिटवीन द फैट्स एंड द ऑक्सीजन, दैट इज नोन एज व्हाट, रैंसिडिटी. That's the reason we see that the chips packets are filled with air, and we used to mostly complain that so much of air and so much of so less chips, isn't it? But without that nitrogen gas which is flushed in that chips packet, okay, nitrogen gas which is flushed in that chips packet, that we would not be able to have that chips, a very good quality chips. So that's the reason that nitrogen gas is flushed in that chips packet, and this process is known as what, rancidity.